Well, peeps, hello from the hillbilly half with you, Gaza. I thought I'd do a bit of a chat today. Like I said, I'm having a bit of a job to do the normal videos, so we'll just do a chat at the moment. Well, what went on last night? I didn't watch the debates myself because I don't watch normal terrestrial TV. It gives your brain, you know what I mean? They're just trying to propagandise you all the time. But I've been listening to a few things on the internet and discussions this morning. Even saw a bit of Jeremy Vile, and not a mention of reform. Not one mention. Even though the second party in the UK. I know I've said this before, but it needs to be told about how bad it is. So that's on Channel 5 as well. Channel 5 not mentioning reform as well. And on the leadership debate, the country's second favourite party isn't allowed on there. Scottish Labour Party was on there, but not the Welsh Labour. Could it be because he was basically told to bugger off by the Parliament because he'd been committing fraud? Do you think that's got anything to do with it? I wonder why. Anyway, all these polls are showing that there's a sort of a Brexit kind of a vote following Farage, and everybody from the mainstream media are trying to ignore it and say it isn't happening. But I got this vibe. It feels like the Brexit vibe to me. It really does. Really, everybody I talk to, and like I tell you, my own missus is not interested in politics whatsoever. And she wasn't going to vote, and she said she's going to vote now. So, I think they're in for the biggest shock the election has ever had. Now, there's another bit of a rumour I heard on the radio now before, and that was that some of the Conservative candidates are openly supporting in Farage over Sunak, and if they get in, they're just going to support Farage when they get into the House of Commons. So they're basically just not cross over, but basically support everything he wants to do. So that's very interesting. So you could have, they reckon that most of the big Conservatives are going to go. Kemi Badenoch might stay there, so she could be the next leader. She isn't that bad, to be fair, but she'll be one of the only decent ones in the cabinet still there. All the rest of the big beasts will lose their seats. So if say they've got 100 MPs and 50% of them support reform, and so if 50% of them vote reform, support reform and Farage, he'll basically be the second in command easy. So I don't know how this is going to play out, because personally I think they're going to do everything possible to stop Farage getting into Westminster. All the other parties will be ganging up and trying to outvote him, all getting onto one party, because that's what they did last time, and fixing votes and things. So the only way they can stop this happening is if he doesn't become an MP. So that's what's going to happen. There'll be an all-out attack by all the other parties in trying to get the supporter vote for a different candidate. So I hope he gets in. Like I said, I've been doing this for 3 months now. I've been non-party really until now, and when I've noticed that all the other parties aren't even mentioning farming, Sunak did a bit. I don't think he's a bad man, don't get me wrong. I think what has happened, it's happened with, like in America, you got Corbyn and Boris, whoever side you're on or what you think of them, they were uncontrollable by the civil service and the blob, and same as Trump in America. So they've done everything possible to remove them from power, and you could see that after the pandemic and things. Like, I actually didn't mind Boris at the time, but he had an all-out attack on him. Same with Corbyn, he had an all-out attack on him, whatever you think of both of them. So they were uncontrollable by the civil service. And then when the Truss was voted in, I think what Truss wanted to do wasn't that bad of an idea when they say she crashed the economy. She wanted the bill to be paid by the increasing the productivity of the UK. So instead of raising taxes. But the bankers didn't like that, so they removed her, And guess what? We ended up paying for it. Instead of the productivity of the country paying for the debt that they created, it ended up we got taxed more, and the highest taxes ever. So I don't particularly blame her, to be fair, even though I wasn't a fan at the time. So you can see after the couple of years after, it was all nonsense really what they predicted what she was going to do. Because Labour are going to do exactly the same now. They're going to try and increase productivity to pay our bill. But the UK's bankrupt really. So since I've been doing these things the last 3 months, if people haven't followed me since then, I was originally started because of the attack on farming by the Welsh Government and the Welsh Senedd, by Labour, Plaid Cymru and Greens, everybody really attacking farming. And we all know that the problems are in the cities. The cities consume everything they consume, and they're bringing more consumers in by 750,000 last year, migrants legal and documented. Now, if you think about that in the amount of people, that's a third of the population of Wales come in last year. There's only 3 million people in Wales, so a third of the population of Wales came in last year of migration, documented and undocumented. And the documented people must be really pissed because they've gone through all these hoops and have gone through the proper channels, and these other people just going across in little boats and taking the piss, really, aren't they? So, like I said, I'm non-party, but at the moment, I think Reform can chuck a big grenade into the works in Westminster because it needs it. All the parties are working together to keep the common man like you and me and common woman, and keep us under the thumb and afraid for us to do anything. So it needs a rocket under its arse, doesn't it? So from now on, I'm supporting Reform until the election, and I hope everybody else will as well. There's about 4,600 of you following here, and that would help it a lot. Bollocks to the rest of them. That's what I think anyway. They're destroying this country, not slowly, very quickly. So that's Gaz's chat for today, political chat. I'll try and keep it up like this. Like I said, I'm having a job to do it as a sit-down vids because I am a bit busy at the mo. So please comment, rate and subscribe, and we'll keep the Mad Hatters election roundup on every day, okay? Ta-da!